Hey folks, welcome to the DarkHorse podcast, Inside Rail. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of sitting this morning with Siri. Siri is a civil rights attorney who's also the managing partner of Siri Glimstad. If you recognize Aaron, but you can't quite place him, it is very likely it is from his tour de force appearance in the U.S. Senate recently, testifying about the reality underlying and the CDC schedule. So, Aaron, Siri, welcome to DarkHorse.
Great to be here.
Okay, you have written a book. You want to hold up your book?
Sure. It's in the background, too.
It's in the background, too, so you are not seeing double. Do not attempt to degauss your screen. That is the book. It is Amen, and it is a very interesting book, although I will confess right up front that I did start reading your book. I have not completed it. I did not find it exactly anti-Semitic, but I did find it dyslexophobic, in the sense that you don't have an audio version out yet. So anyway, for a dyslexic like me, it's just a slog reading technical material at this level, and I love listening to it. So anyway, I know, I'm joking with you, of course. I know that there's an audio version that is headed our way, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But anyway, I don't think that's going to impede us here, because you and I are both well-versed in different aspects of technology, and you know a hell of a lot about the legal landscape surrounding this technology. So there's many hours of conversation that we could have. We will only get to a small fraction of it today. But let's start here. A confession up front. I was a inadvertent adherent to the religion that we describe in the book. That broke after the COVID campaign began, because the COVID campaign revealed lies immediately to me. Actually, the first thing that was said about the that were headed our way before they were even deployed was that they were safe and effective. And although I believed the lie that they were effective at first, I knew that they could not possibly be safe, that had to be a lie. And the reason that it had to be a lie was because the word safe does not imply without harm. It implies without risk. The example I sometimes use is if you drive home drunk and you don't hit anything, it was not safe, even though there was no harm. It was risky. If you picked up a gun, put it to your head, pull the trigger, and it goes click, it was not safe. There was no harm, but there was risk. And so a brand new technology like mRNA tech being deployed at scale when nobody could possibly have proper data on what the long-term implications were, because it had never been used on humans before, was anything but safe. If they had said, we don't know of any harms, I might have accepted it. But because I knew they were lying right away, I started to dig further into what it meant. And the further you dig on the mRNA technology, the scarier the story becomes. From there, I began to realize that the assumptions I had made about more generally were also in error. So I have been a strong proponent, and I myself am against many things, including some exotic stuff, because I was a tropical biologist. So yellow fever, I'm an entomologist, I'm against rabies. So I have been a believer in this technology, and 5 years later, I have come to understand that what I was a believer in was the simplified presentation in the biology textbook of how it works, and that the reality on the ground is starkly different. So I don't know where we should begin in terms of, if you want to talk about the code, if you childhood schedule and what's happened to it, what do you think is the best direction to have?
Well, the childhood schedule is currently, in the news, discussion ACIT, and I think in many ways a more important discussion at this point because most folks aren't taking the thing vaccines.
Quite right. All right, so let us talk about, I am 56 years old. What did the schedule look like when I was a child?
So, 56, when you were a child, there were only 3 routine vaccines. DTP in the morning. When you came of age, you get vaccinated, basically. So, even by the early 80s, the uptake rate of those 3 shots was still 50 to 60%. So, if you fell in the camp of somebody who got the full schedule, right, which would mean a 50-50 shot of it, around that amount, then you would have gotten, by your first birthday, 3 injections of DTP, 2 oral doses of OPV, and then after that, 2 more injections of DTP at some, later on, another I think 1 or 2 of OPV and TB at 11 years of age, and 1 MMR shot.
Okay. And so I'm going to say, I know there's a lot of subtlety in the first, really in the second category. There are 3 basic technologies that the things that we call are built on. One of them is live attenuated, where it's basically the inverse of a gain of function experiment, where we take a pathogenic virus and we select it into a non-virulent state. So it does little damage. It gives you a mini infection that causes your immune system to ratchet up and fight, but it doesn't cause a profound illness, and that gives you immunity, in theory at least, to the pathogen that is being targeted. That's the initial technology. It's the one based on Edward Jenner's discovery with smallpox, which, as the story goes, milkmaids were immune to because they contracted cowpox in the conducting of their milkmaid work. The second technology involves killed viruses or fragments of them, which do not generally trigger a robust immune response. The immune system has lots of generic ways of cleaning up garbage in the system without developing a specific immunity, so added to those things is something called an adjuvant, which causes your immune system to react as if you have a pathogenic infection, and then, at least in theory, responds to the antigen that's been injected into you. And then, of course, we have the new gene therapy technologies, which in my opinion are wrongly called, most famously the mRNA injections. So of the injections you mentioned that I would have had being born at the very end of the 60s, what technology were they based on?
MMR would have been the attenuated kind, which is, as you noted, they take the live virus and pass it to various kinds of cells. Kidney cells, it could be the culture of cell line or fetal tissue, because viruses eat your own cells, so MMR would have fell into that category. OPV would have fallen into that category as well. And then
OPV being oral poliovirus.
Oral polio vaccine. And then DTP, theory tests, would have fallen into the non-live category, though, because it was a whole cell sort of pertussis component, it wasn't, the DTP wasn't adjuvanted in the way that people think of like using it in napkins today. It's adjuvanted.